Hello, I'm Angel, and sorry that I haven't posted in a long time. I've been very busy, very busy. I've been doing so much stuff, and haven't really felt like doing a video because I've been just so tired. But today is finally the worst tortures. So today we're going to be looking at the worst tortures that I could find personally from history. And these ones, to be honest, some of them aren't that bad. But that might just be my opinion. But let's just dive into it. Now, I'm probably gonna butcher this because it's Japanese and I don't speak Japanese, but the first one is yubitsumi. Yubitsumi was used and is still used by the Yakuza, and it's basically where if someone did something to betray the group and the gang or did something wrong, they would chop off their own finger, and basically they would give it to the gang leader as a sign of an apology and loyalty. There are two types of yubitsumi, and the first type is shinyubi. And shinyubi is for personal mistakes. So if you've done something wrong or if you have messed up, then you would get your finger cut off by yourself, obviously, for your own mistakes. But the second form of yubitsumi is ikiyubi. I'm probably saying these really wrong, but that one is for when someone else has made a mistake, and you're probably thinking, why would I cut my own finger off if someone else has made a mistake? Well, it's basically if you were in charge of someone and they fucked up or they messed up, and they would have to get their finger cut off, and you would have to cut your finger off too. But yeah, as I said, they would present their severed finger to the gang leader as a sign of an apology and a sign of loyalty. And the physical loss of your finger isn't only a punishment, but it's also to deter you from making future errors. The second torture method is pitch capping. And pitch is basically bitumen or tar, and it's the thickest liquid that we have on Earth. It's highly viscous and is so incredibly hot when you heat it up. This method was used by British soldiers and by the British in general against Irish rebels, and this was during a time of serious conflict. What they would do is cut your hair off and pour this hot pitch on your head. Now, the act of cutting off the victim's hair is also symbolic of stripping away their identity. Hair is very often associated with identity, and cutting it off kind of dehumanizes the person. And it also takes away their identity because they would use it against someone for their identity. I'm saying identity a lot, but they would use it against someone for who they are. So if you were pitch capped, it was because you were of a certain culture. Now, this wasn't only used as just a torture method, but it was also used as oppression and to instill fear amongst the people of Ireland. They would also sometimes cut off one of the victim's ears, which is very psychologically traumatizing. And I mean, all of it is very psychologically traumatizing, but cutting off an ear is like, what the fuck? That's my ear, Beyond the physical scars, victims would very, very likely suffer from PTSD, depression, and anxiety. In my opinion, that is one of the worst torture methods, because heat is horrible. And imagine it's just horrible. Imagine being tortured like that because you are of a certain culture, because you're Irish, it's messed up. The next one is elephant execution, and it is exactly as it sounds. This is where people of power would kill their victims, torture their victims by getting elephants to trample on them and kill them. Rulers used elephants as a display of power, so showing their dominance over humans and animals. I mean, since they could get an elephant to do some gruesome acts, they must be the most powerful person in the world, right? The elephants were also oftenly equipped with tools and weapons, which they would do tasks with whilst also torturing the victim. and the tasks kind of are like slicing them and stuff like that. Now, the use of elephants for execution wasn't only used in one region, it was used in a few. The Gupta Empire, the Mughal Empire, and the Persian Empire. But with the rise of the British changing social norms, this kind of torture got cut off and you could not do it anymore. And this made the Persians angry, this made everyone angry, but it still got instilled. So, and the thing about elephants is they are extremely intelligent and they have a really good memory. So some people like to talk about this execution style as they like to debate it, you know, just talk about it philosophically, because the elephants probably felt guilt for what they were doing or something. You know, they probably knew they were killing someone. It's just a bit sad. The next torture method is scaphism. Scaphism is an ancient Persian torture method where they would trap the victim in a boat, and obviously the victim couldn't escape, and animals and the wild and nature would slowly eat away at the victim, and the victim would be alive throughout the whole thing. Now, scaphism dates back to 500 BC, which showcases the huge amount of time that we've been torturing each other. Honey and milk were repeatedly fed to the victim so that, first of all, they would live longer and experience the pain even longer. And secondly, because it would attract all kinds of things, all kinds of bugs, animals, carnivores, herbivores. They just dig into them, you know, go through their throat and their stomach and all of that, because they'd want to not only eat the human, but also get to the nice honey and milk inside. And victims were left in the sun or in water or both, so it would kind of prevent them from an easy death. Beyond the physical agony, scaphism was also a amazing psychological torture. The prolonged suffering and humiliation would eat away at the victim, as well as all the bugs and animals, and all this sense of despair could be even more painful than the actual death itself, even more insufferable. And this all just highlights the sadistic nature of humans. I mean, I was thinking about this a few days ago. I think about this a lot, actually, that humans used to be so sadistic. Like, we were just so sadistic. And, you know, who's to say that that isn't the case anymore? I feel like maybe most of the population is still really sadistic, but we kind of are more scared of the consequences of our actions than anything else. Anywho, scaphism was only for the gravest of offences like treason and murder. The next torture method is the wooden donkey, or the Spanish donkey, or the wooden horse. It has quite a few names. And this method is the worst one, in my opinion. It's the saddest one, and it's just disgusting. This punishment was where they made a wooden horse, and the back of the horse would have very sharp spiked ridges, or just one elongated sharp ridge, and that would serve as the horse's back. There were also 4 wheels on each leg, and this would be so that the condemner, the torturer, would take the horse around and wheel it around and make it bump. And you'll understand why this is so bad in a second. This punishment was primarily used for women who were accused of adultery, which showcases the gender injustices in the time. The victim or offender would be placed on top of the horse's back, with their ankles weighted with weights on their ankles, and their hands would be tied behind their back, and they would have to keep this position for hours or even days. With the weights applied, the full weight of the victim would be placed onto their vulva or their pelvis, which is one of the most sensitive areas of the human body, maybe even the most sensitive, so it would cause grave pain. Now, the ankle weights were added also to make sure the skin would tear apart, and severe pain would be placed onto the victim's vulva or pelvis. But sometimes, in the worst cases, the victim would be split in half. And to make things even worse, in some cases, instead of a sharp ridged back, there would be a huge wooden spike that the victim would be placed upon, so that it would be all the way inside their body, the spike, and they would still have to be riding the donkey with these wheels on the ground, taking them around, and it would tear them in half. It's disgusting and horrible. Now, that was 5 torture methods, which I believe personally to be some of the worst. And on a nicer note, if you guys enjoyed this video, please make sure to like, comment, subscribe. You know how it is. This is YouTube. You know how it is. But everything is so greatly appreciated. I say this every video because I mean it, okay? Every like makes me do a little chuckle. Every comment, I read that shit. I read every single one. Even if I don't reply, maybe I haven't read it, but I usually reply to every single one. And, oh God, I love my little community that I built. I mean, within the span of a few weeks, we've got over 100 subscribers. I mean, I think it's like 130 now. I'm gonna have to recheck, but thank you all so much. I mean, I did not expect this in such little time, or even at all, really. And I really love this little community that we built. I think it's really cute. It's really sweet. And there are some of you who are really loyal fans and watch every single video and comment on every single video, and you know who you are. And I love you the most. I love you, like, the way you engage with the video and the way you appreciate it, you know? It just makes me so happy, so thank you. But yeah, if you're new here, or if you aren't new but you haven't subscribed, what the hell are you doing? Please subscribe, please like, please comment, and I'm begging you guys, because no one's done this yet, and like, I really need this. What kind of video would you like next? What do you want me to talk about? And do we miss the fun facts videos? Because I can do more. Trust me. I got loads of fun facts in this little noggin. But if you want another fun fact video, let me know. And I'm actually thinking on doing a video on cave explorers, which is such a random topic, but one of my friends sent me a couple videos, and it's quite interesting and quite gruesome, and on this channel we love gruesome things, so yeah, I mean. And also, I'm thinking of doing a video with my mom, on psychological things, because my mom is actually a hypnotherapist, which probably makes sense when you've met me, because I like spooky stuff. She's also a medium, I believe, and yeah. But anyway, thank you all for watching. I love you. Bye.